So guys, we talked about earlier that last week we had 4 people in the organization recognized for 25 or more demonstrations. We also discussed how we had 1 recognized for more than 30. So we don't have a sales problem right now, guys. Although, I mean, some of us need to sharpen up our skills some, but what we have right now is a demo challenge. Okay. And guys, that right there, can be a challenge in someone's career, is just not doing the activity. So we talked about why. We talked about the negative repercussions of doing less, which can cost you 20 grand a year, just doing 5 less demonstrations per week. Okay. And we also talked about the benefits of doing more than 30. You do 35, you're going to create an extra $20,000 of income for yourself and your family. You're also going to protect another 40 families per year, 30 of which will need our products. So, and if you're doing 30 demos, you're going to have a team that's going to do 30 demos. If you are doing something significantly less, then you will have a team that will do significantly less. So guys, you don't have to be the person for your entire career that does that, but you do need to be that person until you develop 2 or 3 people in your organization that can be pointed to as the people that are doing that. I hope that makes sense. So there are seasons that we go through. Most of us right now are in the season where we need to be the one doing it. So we talked about the why. Let's spend a couple minutes on the how. How to increase your number of demos to 6+ each and every day. First thing I'll say, guys, it's not on here, is just make the decision. Again, it takes 1 second to make a decision. It takes a lot longer to follow through on that decision and keep your promise to yourself, but just making the decision that 6 is your minimum, 6 is your non-negotiable, 6 is your no matter what. When that decision's made, you'll figure it out. You'll do it. When you need demos like you need air, you'll get it done. So number 1A is use a lot of names in your second approach, as many as they'll let you. While 3 or 4 names may seem okay, you really want to use 8 to 10 names, okay? And of those names you do use, describe every third name that you mention in detail. That's called making it 3D, making it 3-dimensional by describing the person, connecting, not the house, but the person. Here's a simple example of how you do this. You probably know Kim Haynes. She's a remarkable lady. I don't know how she does it raising those 4 boys. Like, that's giving some knowledge about Kim Haynes that you'd have to know her to share. 4 boys, okay? Guys, another example would be, it is showing business cards, okay? Guys, if you're not collecting business cards are a visual representation of a business that you're in. Remember, people learn 7 times more through their eyes than they do through their ears. So show the businesses that you're in. And when you show the business cards of the businesses you're in, people recognize those logos. They recognize those colors. It creates mental triggers. Oh, I know that business. I don't know the person whose name at that business that you mentioned, but I've seen them. Hey, you may know Paul Best with East Coast Towing. They've got those big, bright yellow tow trucks all up and down the interstate. Oh yeah, I've seen those. I've been towed by them before. Yeah, they're clients of ours. Oh, I don't know Paul from Adam's House Cat, but I do know those yellow trucks. Guys, you have things that are yellow trucks in your territory with clients that you can point out, okay? So be creative when describing the person in great detail and the business. The main objective is to project to the prospect that you know all these people on your names list extremely well. You also want to use female names with females, males names with males. Again, show business cards when using business names, okay? If you don't have, you're going, I don't have a bunch of business cards. Swing by those businesses while you're out in the field and get them, collect them. Go to Office Depot and get one of those little clear page protectors where you can put 8 to 10 business cards, 2 rows of 4 or 5 per page, and have those with you, because those are gold. Number 2, make a power name card. Have these 5 names on the card: old and retired families, single parents, wealthy families, people that seem to live in the big houses and have everything. Credibility names, the sheriff, chief of police, big business owners, teachers, government employees, names that people will recognize, and then someone in the medical profession. Guys, show these names in your approach and identify each one. Each answer is a very specific objection. Okay. You could add to that, if you sell to an insurance person. I've always had, they sell insurance. They bought from you? Yep, they sure did. This is different than what they sell. Okay. Number 3, put the number 6 or whatever your daily goal might be 7, might be 8. It's a train more. It might be 10. You might want to have your first double-digit demo day this week on the train more, because 6 is your minimum, not your maximum. So put it at the top of your pre-approach pad and on your dashboard. Every time you do a demo, put an X through that number and count down to 0. If you focus on the number of demos you're having every day, you'll do great. This is more of a controllable goal than sales. So put your pride in your work habits. Okay. Tim said this on Friday. You want to be unconditionally committed to the controllable activity to hit your goal while being completely detached emotionally from the result. If you're writing notes, I'll say that again. Be unconditionally committed to the controllable activity it takes to hit your goal while being completely detached emotionally from the end result. That will, in essence, get results. But you got to focus on the right thing. Show these 5. So number 4, don't spend the same amount of time with everyone. Don't give the same demo to everyone, whether they're buying or not. If they don't answer these 2 questions with some form of a yes answer, move on to the next prospect, because they're probably not interested. Don't be a demo dummy. Okay? Now, if you need to get your demos up and they're not answering these questions right, give them a benefit or 2 and just give them a quick price build up. So-and-so thought the same thing, but when he found out that he could protect himself for just $27 a month, the cost of the base level, he said, oh, okay, I thought it was going to be $300, $400, $500, $600 like health insurance. Oh, geez, sign me up for that. Should I go ahead and get you signed up, Matt? Oh, I shouldn't? Should I move on? Okay, thanks. Demo, move on. Not your best demo, but they did see that they didn't know you're selling insurance. They did see the benefits. They did see a price build up. They knew how much it cost. They knew how to get it. Okay, that's a demo. So don't spend the same amount of time. But the 2 need finding questions are this. Bill, let me ask you this. Is there a chance that you or someone in your family might get diagnosed with cancer? Is it possible? Okay, it's possible. And if that were to happen, might it put some additional financial stress and strain on your family? You know, if you couldn't go to work for 6 months to a year and still had to pay all your bills, might it? Also, if at any time that you feel that they're not with you, here's something to say. Bill, hey, I'm not very good at reading people. So do you want me to keep going, or should I move on to my next prospect? Just looking good so far? Let them tell you. And if it's not landing, if they're not smelling what you're stepping in, guys, quick price build up, give them a price, lowest level one, move on. Mark them down and move on. Remember, you got to give some bad demos to get 6 a day and 30 a week before you're going to give 30 great demos. Okay. Number 5, ask for referrals. Easier to get in front of friends of friends than it is randos. Every demo, ask people who they know who, based on who you are, might be open-minded to taking a look. Okay. Suggest, hey, who's someone you work with? You know, if you were going to have a barbecue this weekend, who'd be the first 3 people you'd invite over? Guys, that's really specific. Okay, that's their friends. That's the people that they hang with, people that they have some influence over. Who's some friends from church? Who are local relatives that you have in the area? Who are friends of your kids? Who do your kids hang out and run with? Who are their parents? Great. Someone they went to school with. Okay. Keep a special part in your pre-approach pad for referrals to write down the address. You don't want to go to that house or that business immediately, but rather mark it on your map and then look them up when you get to that area. Okay. Number 6, the approach. In your approach, get people to laugh. Okay. Through funny one-liners or whatever works for you. Google some dad jokes like we talked about earlier. Okay. Hey, Susie, you know how you get a Kleenex to dance? You put a little boogie in it. Guys, people will shake their heads and laugh and then bye. Okay. Enthusiasm sells, guys. You want to be enthusiastic? First, you got to act enthusiastic. Customer names and where they work and go to church. Show them. Show visual evidence. Okay. And guys, if you're not showing enough names, I would encourage you, physically put them on paper. Physically put them and carry them in there with you. Some of us, we've got hundreds and thousands of names in our iPad, but if they're not being shown, out of sight, out of mind, they're not helping you with your cause. Okay. You guys that I've worked with in the field have seen that I'm not very nimble with hitting all the buttons and getting to the photos and knowing where all my different IRAs and testimonials are. But I know how important showing 4 or 5 testimonials in every demo is. So I carry around a separate little 3-ring binder with all my favorite IRAs that I can turn to real quickly while I'm doing a demo on the iPad. Okay. That extra 17 ounces of weight, I don't even notice it. It's not that heavy. Some of us are really overly concerned about carrying things with us and looking like a salesman, whatever. Guess what? You are. Embrace it. Introduction, guys. Number 7, to help find prospects early, ask them this right before explaining the first premium, the first benefit. If I could show you a policy that was completely different, sorry, completely different from what you already have, didn't cost an arm and a leg, just took a couple minutes to explain. That'd be something you might purchase today. Guys, get bold. Okay. Number 8, create and follow a weekly commitment plan, also known as VPF, vision, plan, and follow through. That's what we create every week, guys. It's amazing how much earlier we get going when we have a schedule, when we run our business like a business with set open and set shut times. Some of us simply just need to add an hour to the beginning and an hour to the end of our day, and we'll be able to get 6 demos. And you know what will happen? Eventually, you'll be able to shave one of those hours off and still get 6 demos. But guys, when you're unconditionally committed to it, and you know that if you get 27 by Friday, if you know that, hey, gosh darn it, I'm going to have to go out there and spend 3-4 hours on Saturday, okay, and you go do it, not because you want to, but because you're committed to it, eventually you'll make different decisions on Tuesday afternoon and different decisions on Thursday at noon that'll cause you to go ahead and get your 30 demos by 5 p.m. Friday and not need to do that. And that's a pretty special time when you are in control of your emotions and your actions. So guys, last thing I'll share, I got a question for you. Anybody know why golfers wear 2 pairs of pants? In case they get a hole in one. Oh, dad jokes, guys, they work. They work. They're so good. Guys, last thing, this is why we do what we do. Rob Swanson, $22,124. And I will say before reading this that some IRAs are just good to read. Some of them are good enough to put in your demo book, and some of them you just need to read and move on from and just know that we're doing a good thing. Not everybody writes in such a way that it's going to inspire someone to purchase a policy from you. This would be one of those examples. But Globe Life has been so helpful and so important in payments, for cancer payments, and communicating with me. The peace it brought me knowing they had my back. The protection benefits were our hope for supplemental protection. So again, guys, it's not always the eloquent words that are put down on a piece of paper, but the feeling and emotion behind those words that makes the difference. But guys, we've all got a Rob Swanson in our territory. Let's go out and let's be there ready, and let's show up today, guys. Let's be committed. If we've got 4 demos or 5 demos at the end of the day, let's get number 6, because Rob Swanson might be the person that we run into. I do want to remind everybody the Monday morning rally call is going on at 10 a.m. in 1 hour from right now. It's two same numbers every Monday, 216-609-0100. And it's this number for the recruiting rally call on Fridays at the same time. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. But guys, today we are going to do a Monster Monday incentive to kick things off so that we can help get our demonstrations up. But that is 10 hours worked. That is 8 demonstrations given, not 6, but 8, a snowman. 1 family protected if you've been here for less than a year. 2 families protected if you've been here for a year or longer. So guys, we've all been so very blessed. Let's go be a blessing for somebody else today. And you can't be nervous when your mind's on service. Have a great day, guys.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Van.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Van.